You probably think gas is the thing that makes your car expensive. It is the cost you actually watch, ticking upward on the pump week after week. But here is the part nobody tells you. The single biggest cost of owning a car is more than twice as large as fuel, and it leaves your bank account before you ever turn the key. By the end of this, you will see the real number, and it is not the one you have been budgeting for. Let us start with the headline. According to AAA's 2025 Year Driving Cost Study, the average cost to own and operate a new vehicle in the United States is $11,577 a year. That works out to nearly $965 every single month. And that is the average across 9 vehicle categories in 45 popular models. This is not a luxury car. It is the ordinary, mid-priced vehicle in millions of American driveways. To understand why, you have to know how AAA builds this number. They assume you own the car for 5 years and drive 15,000 miles a year. Then they add up 6 separate costs: fuel, maintenance, repairs, and tires, insurance, license, registration, and taxes, finance charges, and depreciation. Most people can name 2 or 3 of these. Almost nobody adds up all 6. And the ones you forget usually hurt the most. Here is the cost you obsess over. Fuel. In 2025, AAA puts the average fuel cost at 13 cents per mile. Over 15,000 miles, that is about $1,950 a year. And notice something. Fuel actually got cheaper. It dropped almost 13%, because regular gas fell from about $3.54 a gallon down to $3.15. So the cost you watch most closely is the one trending in your favor. Next, maintenance, repairs, and tires. AAA measures this at 11 cents per mile, which adds up to roughly $1,656 a year. This is the oil changes, the brake pads, the new set of tires every few years, and the repair bills that always arrive at the worst time. It feels small spread across the months, but over a 5-year stretch, maintenance alone quietly costs you more than $8,000. Now insurance, the bill that arrives whether you drive or not. AAA pegs the average full coverage premium at $1,694 a year. That is the price of legally keeping the car on the road, sitting in your driveway, doing absolutely nothing. And insurance has been climbing fast, driven by higher repair costs, pricier vehicles, and more expensive parts. It is a fixed cost that many drivers underestimate by hundreds of dollars. Then there is the cost of borrowing. The average finance charge in the 2025 study is $1,131 a year. That is pure interest, money that buys you nothing but the privilege of paying over time. And here is the squeeze. The average new car transaction price crossed $50,000 for the first time ever in late 2025, and the average monthly payment climbed past $760. Bigger loans mean bigger interest. And the smallest piece: license, registration, and taxes. This comes in around $813 a year, the cost of simply being allowed to drive. Nobody complains about it, because it barely moves. But add it to everything else and a pattern forms. 5 of the 6 costs each land somewhere between roughly $800 and $2,000 a year. They are all in the same neighborhood. And then there is the 6th. So let us rank them. From smallest to largest, here is where every dollar of car ownership actually goes. Fees and taxes at the bottom. Then financing. Then maintenance. Then insurance. Then fuel, the one you stress about, sitting only in the middle of the pack. And towering above all of them, more than twice the size of fuel, is the cost we have not named yet. Here it is. Depreciation. The amount of value your car silently loses just by existing. In the 2025 study, the average vehicle sheds $4,334 in value every year. That is 29 cents of every mile gone before you have paid for a single drop of gas. It is the single largest cost of owning a car, and almost nobody puts it in their budget, because no bill ever arrives for it. Let that land. Depreciation costs you more than twice what you spend on fuel. More than your insurance. more than financing and fees combined. The cost you see at the pump is dwarfed by the cost you can never see at all. Your car is losing value while it is parked, while you sleep, while the odometer barely moves. And because it never sends an invoice, it is the easiest expense to pretend does not exist. Why does depreciation hit so hard? Because a new car loses value fastest in its earliest years, exactly the years AAA measures. The moment you drive off the lot, the vehicle is worth less, and the steepest drop happens up front. Bigger, pricier vehicles fall further in raw dollars, which is why depreciation has climbed alongside sticker prices. The more expensive the car, the more value evaporates underneath you every year. Now stack it all up over the full 5-year window AAA assumes. $11,577 a year, across 5 years, comes to nearly $58,000. That is more than the average price of the car itself. Read that again. Over 5 years, the true cost of ownership can exceed what you paid for the vehicle. The purchase price was never the real number. And this is not a niche problem. The United States has more than 284 million registered vehicles, and roughly 92% of American households own at least one car. For most families, the car is the second most expensive thing they own, right after the home. Yet the home comes with a clear monthly statement, while the car's biggest cost hides in plain sight, quietly subtracting value year after year. Here is the one piece of good news. The total actually fell this year. The $11,577 figure is down $719 from the year before, mostly because fuel got cheaper and finance charges eased. So the trend is not all bad. But the structure has not changed. Depreciation is still the king of car costs, and it will stay that way as long as new vehicles keep getting pricier. So what do you do with this? This is not advice, just the math laid bare. Knowing depreciation is the biggest cost is what lets you see why a slightly used car, or a model that holds value, or simply keeping a paid-off car longer, changes the whole equation. The number you watch at the pump was never the number that mattered. The real cost is the one nobody hands you a receipt for. Now I want to hear from you. Before today, what did you think your single biggest car cost was? Be honest. Was it gas, insurance, or your monthly payment? And here is the real question. When you bought your last car, did you factor depreciation in at all, or did you only look at the sticker price and the payment? Drop your answer below.